Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. This is the Life Project with Ifiansa. My name is Ifiansa. If this is your first time here, I am a project manager and an interior designer. I typically film about art, culture, and design. Those are the three things I'm completely in love with. Now in this video, this is, if you've been following, this is a 4-bedroom house that I am project managing for a client, and this is the flow phase. Now, if you saw my last video, if you didn't, please check it out so you can see what an interior designer's influence is on a construction project. So all the little pipes and things that you are seeing in here are the electrical works for the ground floor, and then also up here is the plumbing for the top floor. So where your plumbing is placed for your toilets, your bathrooms, your sinks are very important. If you don't plan that well, when you get to the main space where you have to actually place the fixtures, you might not get them at the right place. So this stage is really key. I show that in depth in my last video. Now in this particular one, all we are seeing is how the concrete slab is done. Okay, so now all the formwork, you can see all the wood for the stairs and for the top floor, that's what they call the formwork. All of that has been done. Now this is preparations to be able to get the concrete mixture to the top. So this is it's being done quite manually. There is another method where they bring in a machine and they pre-mix everything, and then the machine just pours it, and it's quite smooth. Sometimes it can cost quite a bit to do that. Yes, but if you plan the manual one properly, it shouldn't cost you too much, and it can be just as efficient. So you do not have to do the pre-mix if you don't want to, or if you feel like you can't afford to. Now for this particular phase, you just have to make sure that everything you need is ready. Okay, because once you start, you can't stop. You need to just keep going till you finish the entire floor. You don't want to do parts of it first and then come back and do the other half on another day. If you do that, it will not hold where they meet, so you want to make sure that you are able to finish it in one day. This means that you need a lot of hands. Your project manager will calculate how many people you need based on the size of your floor. But yeah, that's what the flow process looks like. It's pretty organized if you get the right team on board, and if you're able to plan things properly. You can do things very well manually if you plan. Now the things that you need to make sure that you have at this point is all your formwork. So you have all your beams for the ground floor, all your reinforcements should be there, your rebars to be able to hold the concrete together, and then just make sure that all the electrical works for the ground floor has been done. All the plumbing work for the top floor, that's the current floor that you are going to be on, has also been done. Make sure that you have your stand, your chippings, your quarry dust, your cement, and your workers, the team that you need, all the machines that you need, the little mixers, and water. Water sounds like, oh, if I have water on site, I'll be fine. What we realized for this particular one was that it was easier to have the water really close, so it made sense to get a tanker and a hose. Yeah, it's not a big cost if you really want things done quickly. It's better than having the water running somewhere else and then you have men with buckets carrying it up and down. It just slows everything down. So for that extra fee, I think it makes sense to just spend and get a tanker of water on standby, or at least close enough to the site where you don't have men going up and down. It just makes sense. I think you should consider it. Now, yeah, so one of the things that we had to really consider for this was the boards that will be used for the flow. For the formwork. So if you live in Ghana, the prices of everything has just shot up, and what we thought was going to be an easy thing to just probably purchase, suddenly the boards had gone up to over 200 cedis per board, and we needed, I think, roughly 90 for this particular floor, so we had to come up with another way to make it make sense. So what we did was to find rental businesses, and in one of my videos I'm going to do businesses that you can do in the construction industry for quick money. Yes guys, there's so many opportunities. I'll do that in another video, but this is one of them. Renting out the boards. So if you have a team, you could probably get a carpenter or a couple of carpenters who can install the boards for the floor. So that includes your 2x4s, the bamboo, and just some supports, and people who really understand what they are doing. So if you can invest in some of that, you can easily do this. I think for this project it ended up costing about 17,000 cedis for rent the boards. So they once you rent it and the forms have been done, they leave it there for 21 days, sometimes more depending on where you rent it from. So that's another thing you can think about. So this is pretty much what it looked like on that day. We ended up finishing pretty late. Yes, because it took longer. At a point, the men were not amused. They felt like, okay, this particular building is so big and this took longer than they thought, but it was all done at the end of the day, and block work started after this. Well, not the same day, obviously, after the concrete had dried up. So I'll show you some of that in the next video. But just enjoy. Let me know if you have any questions, but this is just to show you what that process looks like. All right guys, see you in the next video. If you have not hit the like button, please do that before you bounce out of here. Hit the subscribe button and leave me a comment. Let me know you've been watching. Let me know if you are enjoying my videos and if you are learning anything at all. Thank you guys. Goodbye.